Good morning, and welcome to our Cup of Faith today. I guess this is the last Wednesday of April. How many think that winter's over? How many are hoping winter's over? I know I'm hoping to get my sailboat in the water by Mother's Day, but we'll see what happens. I want to talk to you for a couple of minutes about, I think, three attitudes that we either have or should have as we think about relationships, and especially our relationship to God. And the first one is the "we don't deserve it" phase. And as I thought about this, I thought about the story of the prodigal son in Luke chapter 15, verses 21 to 24. And as I was thinking about it, I thought how much the son, after he had left the father and embarrassed the father and wasted his life, and that when he came back, he had a rehearsed speech, but when he talked to the father, his opening line was, "I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. I don't deserve to be called your son." And let me tell you, there's a little bit of truth to that, because I don't know if you've ever heard it said. A lot of times people will say, you deserve that. You deserve that good thing that happened in your life. I don't know if that's true, because when we say we deserved it, it means we earned it. And I think that the good things that we have in our life are because of the favor of God, the grace and the mercy. I don't know if I could ever work hard enough in the face of God to deserve anything from Him. But the Father turns it around, and He moves it from deserve to worth. And the Father says that this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and he was found. So remember that while we may not deserve, God sees our worth. The second thing is the "we're not sure" phase. Luke chapter 5, verses 12 to 13. And in this, if you're not familiar with the story, you will be shortly. While Jesus was in one of the towns, a man came to him who was covered with leprosy. And when he saw Jesus, he fell face down and begged him, "Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean." And that's the "we're not sure." We say, I know you can do it. I'm just not sure you want to. I know you can do it. I'm not sure I've earned it. I know you can do it. I'm not sure I deserve it, but I know you can do it. We have these things in the back of our mind that say that we're not sure God really wants to bless us. We're not sure God really wants to help us. We're not sure God really wants to change us. So that's the next phase. And here's the last phase that I want to talk to you about. And we're going to call that we are desired phase. Before we do, let me tell you a little bit of the story. I was trying to figure out where the best to tell this story was. And this happened last Saturday. Last Saturday, a friend and I were meeting for lunch. And we were talking about a charity that he deeply cares about, and how I could help him. And we were also talking about some things that were going on in his life. We were at a little place downtown. It's one of my favorite little places. And about half into the lunch we were having, some people came in, and frankly, they were quite loud. They were boisterous. They were distracting. They were annoying. And as it was going through my head, I said, why did they come in here? Or why did I come in here? Maybe we should just wrap it up and leave. And how long can I endure this? Is the management going to do anything? Anyway, things quieted down a little bit, and a little later on, he came to our table. Surprise, surprise. And he asked my friend and I what was the best thing that had happened to us that day. And I said, well, actually, I just finished up a project, and I get the invoice and get a little bit of money out of this. And my friend said, well, it's a great day and I'm just glad to be here. And then this person who was very boisterous had said, you know what the best thing that's happened to me today? I get to buy you guys lunch. And we were shocked. We both were. And it's like, well, we haven't done anything to deserve this. You don't even know what I was thinking about you. But he was insistent. He said, God has blessed me, and I want to share that with you guys. Have you ever been in a place where you thought, and we cover this, I don't even deserve this? Well, and that is true. But this person sought us out. And this person wanted to bless us. Now here's the last thing that I want to talk to you about for a second, is the we are desired phase. We have moved from I don't deserve to acknowledging we don't deserve, but we're worthy. We've moved to the we are, if you are willing phase. It's the we're not sure phase. To the we are desired phase. This is a story from Luke chapter 9, verses 1 through 9. And it says, Jesus had entered in Jericho, and as he made his way into a town, there was a man there named Zacchaeus, or Zacchaeus, depending how you want to pronounce it. And the Bible tells us that he, maybe four things about him. One was he wasn't very tall. I personally get that. Thankfully, I have good looks. So I always have that going for me. The next thing is that he was a tax collector. And to be a tax collector meant that he was viewed as a traitor because he was Jewish, but he was working for the Roman government. And the second thing was he was most likely a thief. The third thing about him is that nobody liked him. Now, how do you live with that? On one hand, you're wealthy. On the other hand, nobody likes you. Anyway, he wanted to see Jesus, and so the Bible tells us that he climbed up a tree. I think a sycamore fig tree is exactly what it says. For Jesus was going to pass that way. And as he came by, being Jesus, he looked up and he sees Zacchaeus and he calls him by name. And he says, Zacchaeus, quick, come down. I must be a guest at your house today. See, Zacchaeus had a lot of things going against him, but he was desired. And because he was desired, he was blessed. And Zacchaeus quickly climbed down, and Jesus took him to his house with he took Jesus to his house with great excitement and joy. The people weren't happy because they didn't like him. He's gone to be the guest of a notorious sinner, they grumbled. But Zacchaeus responds to Jesus desiring him. And he says, he doesn't say, you know what, folks, I deserve this. I've worked hard. I've made a lot of wealth. I deserve this. And he says, look, I'm going to give away half of my wealth to the poor. And if I've cheated anybody back, I'm going to give them back 4 times as much. This is a radical transformation, because when we know that Jesus has desired us and when he blesses us, it creates transformation in our lives that we start looking around. How are we going to pass that on to other people? And Jesus says salvation has come to his home today. The thing about that is, to the rich young ruler, Jesus says, you got to sell everything. With Zacchaeus, Jesus is still, even though Zacchaeus is only going to give half of his wealth, Jesus says salvation. So all I'm saying here, pardon my rambling, is there is no one formula for grace. I'll just let you rest with that. And then Jesus says, for the Son of Man has come to seek and to save those who are lost. So as we think about our day, our middle of the week day, sometimes it's the hardest day of the week for us. Remember, we may not deserve, but we're worthy. When we're not sure, he is willing. When we think we are undesired, He desires us. Bless you today. Cheers, my friends. Brendan, I love you. Enjoy your cup of faith.